He looked me straight in the eyes and said, "You're a mess in there. I'm taking it all out." Hi guys! So I am finally getting this video up for you all. This is going to be what happened at the surgeon and what the plan is. I wanted to get this video up kind of last Friday, but we've had so much happen. We had the internet bugger up, we had my phone decided that I wasn't going to play ball, and then yesterday when I finally went to film, my SIM card decided that it just had enough. So I am finally sitting down and I am going to talk to you guys today and lay it all on the line and just put an explanation out there behind everything, what my plans are, what my fears are, and just what's going on. So for you guys that follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you already know kind of the gist of it. If you want to know more detail, then stay tuned. For you guys that have just come across this video, I will link a lot of videos down below that will kind of explain why we're here. So go and watch those first and then come back. So what happened? On Friday we went to the surgeon and I was seeing the surgeon as a follow-up to my last operation, and pretty much we knew that we were going to get kind of either be told I can't do any more, deal with it, or he was going to want to do more surgery or what. So I took Jono with me because everyone said to me, you need a backup, you need someone that's going to stand up for you if you don't hear what you want to hear, if you don't agree, because I'm kind of a shy person when it comes to kind of sticking up for myself. I've never been one to kind of put my voice forward. So Jono came with me. He took the morning off work. My appointment was at like 9:15 in the morning, I think. So we went in and I got in pretty quickly, and as soon as I sat down, like, I think I introduced him to Jono, but other than that, as soon as I sat down, he didn't ask me how I was, he didn't do anything. He looked me straight in the eyes and said, "You're a mess in there. I'm taking it all out." It kind of to hear that, I kind of it was a bit of a shock. And so I just started asking a lot of questions. I did make sure that there was no other way around this. A lot of people have been saying to me, "Are you sure?" Second opinion and all that kind of thing. I am 100% certain that this needs to happen. I have a lot of faith in the surgeon. He has done other things to check first, you know, he didn't just jump straight into this. So we had a lot of questions and he answered everything fine. He didn't sugarcoat anything, and so I signed the forms and am now on a waiting list for up to 3 months. He reckons probably mid next month, because the operation, the time it takes, and he wants to do it himself and all that, so we just need to get a day where he can do that. So the plan is I am having a full hysterectomy. That is the ovaries, the tubes, the uterus, and the cervix. I guess if you're a male watching this, I don't know if you want to keep watching. I'm going to go into kind of a bit of detail, but it's up to you if you want to watch or not. But yes, so all 4 of those are gone. They're being evicted. The reason the whole lot is going is because we did see some photos, but my uterus looks normal. My uterus is fine, but my tubes and the ovary, one is stuck and they cannot pry it off without causing problems. The other tube they cannot see, but it comes back here, and so they think it's actually stuck to my back, kind of to my abdomen at the back. He didn't do the last surgery, a woman did, but what she has described to him, that's what it adheres to this outside, so everything is ruined. My tubes are in fact blocked and cannot be unblocked, so nothing's passing through there. Pretty much I am infertile, and that won't change hysterectomy or not, but I'll go into that in a minute. They are also taking the cervix because it is covered in scar tissue, but also he said if they're taking everything else, generally the cervix just comes with. There's no point leaving that in there for me to have any more issues with, like if I happen to develop cancer or bleeding or anything like that. There's no point having that there because everything else is going. So I am having a full radical hysterectomy. Because of that, they will do a bikini cut line. He has said to me that it will go from one hip to one hip. I did think that he may have been exaggerating about that until I read up on it, and apparently they do. So I'm almost having kind of the old-fashioned technique. He wants to do it like this because of all the problems in there. He's better just to open me up and have a lot of room to work with. I may also end up with a cut from my belly button downwards. I'll have staples. They staple it kind of like a cesarean. And I'll also, what I'll have is where they take my cervix out, they're going to stitch it. They're going to it will be stitched up kind of behind my pelvic bone, so quite high. And so I will have internal stitches there. It's kind of what they call a vaginal cuff. I hate saying that word, but that's what they call it. So it just, you know, shuts it all off, so my insides aren't going to come out. But anyway, so I'll have those stitches. So I am going to be a mess. Like I said, I don't have a date yet, but he said it may be a Monday or a Wednesday. I will probably have to go in the morning. The operation will take 1 to 3 hours, all going well. And then I will have to stay in hospital. Generally, he says it's a 3-day stay. They book me in for, I couldn't get my finger on. They booked me in for 3 days, but he said longer if need be. I'm not allowed to leave the hospital until my bowels are open, until I'm peeing, until I can eat, and until I can walk with a straight back, I think he was saying. Also, everything else, like, you know, bleeding, because he said I can expect to be bleeding, even though it's all taken out and that is got stitched sewn up top and all that kind of thing. I can still expect that. The bowels thing is really going to freak me out because, like you'll know, I already have issues there, and because of those stitches, they don't want you to pop those internal stitches, and so they don't want you like straining or anything like that. When they mess around in your belly, it does cause constipation. So I've read up a lot about that, and they reckon just take it slow. It can take up to a week. I'm like, oh my goodness. But yes, they want everything going well. No vomiting, no fevers, nothing. I will be making sure I feel 100% within myself to go home because of the infections that I got last time. But now I do know what to look out for. So yeah, I'll come out of surgery obviously with lines in me, like the cannulas. I will have a catheter in. I will no doubt have a drainage tube in, which I'm freaking out about because I've had that before and they suck. Obviously I'll have oxygen. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not looking forward to it. When I come out of hospital, our plan being is my mother-in-law will probably be here. So Jono is going to come to the hospital with me, and I will probably also have my best friend Tessa. Just support. Jono gets a little bit kind of not stressed, but doesn't know if he's coming or going, so it'll be nice to have someone else there to kind of phone people and say she's in, she's out, things are fine, that kind of thing. At home, hopefully Jana will be at school, and my mum-in-law will be here with the kids probably. When I come out of hospital, I think our plan is she will stay here with the kids, keep them going to school, keep their routines normal, and I am going to go and stay at my mum's. Now, I have actually had a lot of people say that's a good idea because I feel really bad leaving the kids. I am that type of mum. I feel bad leaving them behind. I don't like it. But with my normal surgeries, like my laparoscopy surgeries, I have still had issues sleeping, the kids wanting to cuddle me, wanting to sleep in my bed. I feel that if I'm around the kids, I have to get up and help, all that kind of thing. So this is going to be a lot worse. I don't want to be always telling the children that they can't cuddle me or things like that. So I'm just going to take myself out of that situation. I'm going to go stay up at mum's. I'm not too sure for how long, but I can just lie on the couch. I don't have to deal with anything, and I can just look after myself. The other reason being, because I will have internal stitches, the doctor has said to me, you'll not be able to lift your legs, you'll not be able to do a lot. Our bathroom and our toilet aren't the easiest things. You know, we've kind of got a toilet kind of separated a little bit from the house, so to speak. It's kind of out a bit more, and you have to walk down a step and up another step. Our shower is like a bath, so I have to step into it, and I just don't want to risk anything. So mum and dad have one of those showers where I can just walk into. Their toilet's right there, and just, I think if for everyone's best interest, especially mine, it will be the best thing to do. Mum and dad will be working, but as long as I've kind of got everything around me, I can just lay there, watch TV and sleep. A lot of people have said to me the first week, all you want to do is sleep. It takes a real toll on your body. The doctor has told me to expect 6 weeks until really feeling better, to be feeling like I hadn't been hit by a truck kind of thing, but he said 3 to 6 months to really get up one morning and say, I feel fantastic. So he said it's a very long road to recovery. So I guess we've just got to take it one day at a time and hope that all goes well. I'm going to do a video on kind of what's in my hospital bag once I get everything ready. I'm starting to buy things like kind of just really long shirts to wear because of my cuts in there. I probably won't want to be wearing pants, especially around the waistline. So I'm trying to find really long shirts, kind of like grandma undies, like the undies that come right up, and all those kind of things. So I will kind of do a bit of a haul sort of video for you guys so you can see what I'm taking. Emotionally, how am I coping? I knew that this was coming. The last time I went in for my appointment, he mentioned a hysterectomy, so I did see this coming. Unfortunately, it's not what I want, but I know that, there's something on the screen. I know that, I know that I don't really have a choice. I know that if I want a good life and great quality of life, then this is what needs to be done. The pain is just taking over. There's two things that is really worrying me. The one thing is obviously my fertility. We did know that my tubes were blocked. I've had a hunch, and the doctor kind of assumed, and I have had to come to terms with no more children. I am very, very lucky to have 2 little boys, and a lot of people will say to me, you're very lucky to have that, not many people do even get that. And I know that, and I understand that. But when you have your heart set on something, we've been trying for 1.5 years to get pregnant with baby number 3. I didn't think I wanted a third one. As soon as Bentley came along, I just realised, yes I do. My family still doesn't feel complete. I am quite upset about the fact that this may not happen. Well, it's not going to happen. Obviously there are other options, but I really feel like I wanted to carry my own child. I loved pregnancy. Call me weird, I loved labour. I loved going through that. I loved the excitement out of it, and I love raising my children. And so I am having a lot of trouble dealing with that. And a lot of people are saying you're hiding it very well. Are you putting on a front? The thing is, what can I do? I'm not going to put it out there all the time that I'm upset, or I'm breaking down, or I'm feeling depressed, or anything like that, because people know that I'm having a hard time. Those close to me know that this isn't what I wanted. But I can't cry every day, and I still let myself have good days. I have a great life. I have a happy family. Apart from this, I have a healthy family. And we are happy, and I'm not going to just put that all behind me and just concentrate on this that really upsets me. So no, I'm not putting on a front, but I'm not letting it take over my life either. You know, I have my moments, usually in private. I'm not going to go out for lunch with friends and break down or anything like that. So yeah, I'm not happy and I'm not coping too well with it, but I'm not going to let it take over. My fears is the other thing. As you all know, I have a lot of anxiety, and that is really taking its toll, but I am trying to deal with it, and I'm glad that the operation's not happening so soon, because I get a little bit of time to talk myself into it and tell myself that this is a good idea and this is what's going to happen. The only thing I am scared of is, number one, waking up. I have major panic attacks when I wake up. I'm not looking forward to it. Last time, at least I got to go home. This time I'm not. And the reason I don't want to stay in hospital is the beds. And everyone's like, that is a really weird fear. I know it's a weird fear, but it's the one thing that I just think, I just can't imagine. And I think it's because I've spent so much time in hospital, but they're so uncomfortable. And you can't, when you're in pain, you've got stitches in it, you can't lie down. So all I can think about is when I used to sit kind of half propped up in my bed trying to sleep. When I wake up, I'm kind of half propped up in this bed and I'm trying to sit up, and they're like, no, you need to calm down. I'm like, no, I can't stay here, I can't sit here. So knowing I have to stay in the hospital for at least 3 days in these beds is driving me crazy. That is my fear. I feel like everything else I can probably get through if I take it one step at a time, but that is really doing my head in. Also being stuck to a lot of things, you know. I think if this was my first experience, I'd be fine, but I know what it's like. I know how hard it is to move around with drips and tubes and everything. So I think just because I've been through it, I'm really anxious about going through it again, and I do know how hard it is. I am thinking of going to the doctor and talking to her about it. As I've always said, I do not want to medicate myself, but I do want to maybe get something that will just help me through the times that I do need something. So that is where I stand with that. So I think I've probably gone on enough. It's going to take me forever to upload this, but I really wanted to do a big video on this. I didn't want to kind of do it in segments. I kind of wanted to let you guys know what's happening, what the plan is, how I feel, what's going on. So I just want to thank everyone for their support. I want to thank those that have come from Facebook and are watching this, and those that have shared my story on Facebook and all of that kind of thing, and those people that have commented, those people that have shared their stories with me and all that kind of thing. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support. I am only 25. This is a huge thing for me, and you guys do mean a lot to me. It means a lot seeing that there's people out there that do care and that do understand that this is a big deal. Alright guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!